In this example, we've got the function f of x equals x squared, and we're finding different values of f. So we've got f of -6 means you're going to plug in -6 for the x variable, and here I'm going to get -6 squared, which is positive 36. Now they want me to plug in the square root of 3 and for the x variable, so you take out the x, put in radical 3. The 2 here cancels the square root and gives you 3. Then if you plug in a plus b into the square, here we're going to have to FOIL these, which would be a squared plus ab plus ab plus b squared. And then you would get a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. In the next part, we have f of a plus f of b. That is you plugging in a separately and b separately into the function. So that might be confusing. Here we plug in a plus b all inside. It's all inside the function. But here you're only plugging in a, and then you're only plugging in b, and they're asking you to add those answers together. So that is why it looks different. So here the answer would just be a squared plus b squared. The range of f, so the range, you got to think about what are the smallest numbers you could get for f of x, and what are the largest numbers you could get for f of x. So no matter what I plug in, if I plug in a negative into this function, the square is going to make it positive. So that means if I plug in negatives, so let's think about that. If I plug in negatives, I get positives. If I plug in 0, I get 0. If I plug in positives, I get positives. So that means the y's are never negative. They go to 0, but they don't go down to the negatives. So my range, I would say the y values of f of x are an element of the subset 0 in brackets, because we can get 0, to infinity, because we can get all positive y values.